comment on how long and healthy my hair is, and most times they ask me to tell them how I have been able to grow my hair long. I have figured out the simplest way to grow long, healthy, natural hair. Over the years, I have realized that caring for natural hair and growing long, healthy, natural hair seems to be a very complicated topic. And for me, I want things to be simple. So I have figured out the simplest way to grow healthy, long, natural hair. It is simple, but also very effective. And as always, I'm going to be sharing that information with all of you, my besties. Hello guys, my name is Angela of Afro League, and I am the one you should listen to when it comes to growing healthy, long, natural hair. In today's video, we're going to be simplifying the process of growing long, healthy, natural hair. And you might be wondering, why should you listen to me? Well, you should listen to me because I've been able to do it with the simplest routine ever. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of that information to you. I have been natural for 5 years and 9 months. 11 months. Sorry, I've been natural for 5 years and 11 months. So in January, I'm going to be natural for 6 years. So I've been natural for that period of time. And people always compliment my hair. They tell me how I have an impressive length for someone who has been natural for such a short period of time. And honestly, I did not see any significant growth when it comes to the length of my hair for the first 2 years of being natural. Basically, it felt like my hair was stuck at a particular length. And although I was kind of grateful for that length, because I did not even believe my hair was going to grow long, I was kind of grateful for that length. But I would say I started seeing improvements in the growth of my hair after I'd been natural for over 2 years. And let me tell you, when that growth started happening, it happened rapidly. So lately, I was thinking about what I did differently that I wasn't doing in my first 2 years of being natural, that I was kind of stuck at a particular length. And also what I started doing in comparison to that when I started experiencing the rapid amount of growth. After a lot of thinking, I finally figured out the code to growing long, healthy, natural hair in the simplest way possible. Now, to the cheat code, there are only 3 of them. Just 3 things that you actually need to do for you to see a difference in the length and also in the health of your natural hair. The first thing is you need to understand and love your natural hair. And I know that sounds kind of romantic, but listen to me, hear me out. I believe that you cannot grow what you do not understand. You also cannot keep something that you do not understand healthy. Let us take a plant as an example. Some of you are plant moms and you may relate to what I'm about to explain. So let us take a plant as an example. You buy a plant because everyone else has a plant and that plant beautifies their space. The plant looks healthy. So you're really motivated to getting your own plants. So after getting your own plants, you do not know how to take care of your plants. Let us not even go far. You do not even know the name of your plant. You do not know how to take care of your plant. You do not know how much water your plant needs. You do not know how much sunlight your plant needs. You do not know if it's an indoor plant or an outdoor plant. After a while of just winging it and caring for the plants in whatever way you choose, you may begin to notice that your plant does not look as healthy as your neighbor's plant. Your neighbor's plant that you were admiring that looks healthy and that beautified their space. You begin to notice a great difference between your plant and your neighbor's plant. Now, the major difference between your plant and your neighbor's plant is that your neighbor understands her plant. She knows her plant. She knows how much water her plant needs. She knows how much sunlight her plant needs. While you do not even know the name of your plant and you're just doing whatever with your plant. Obviously, you cannot compare the health of a plant that is properly taken care of and the health of a plant that is just, do whatever thing you feel like you should be doing to your plant. In this example, replace the plant with your hair. The plant is actually your hair. Most people go natural because they see other people with healthy, long, natural hair. And they decide to go natural without understanding their hair. They just assume that they can care for their hair whatever way they like, and their hair would look like the person that inspired them to go natural. Let me tell you something, it does not work that way at all. You need to understand your hair. Some of the important things for you to understand is how fast does your hair dry out in various conditions. For example, how fast does your hair dry out when you wear it in a wash and go, when you wear it in a twist out, when you wear it in braids, when you wear it under a wig, or whatever, you have to understand how fast does your hair dry out. You also have to understand how does your hair react to various products like leave-in conditioners, oils, and gels. You have to understand that about your hair. You also have to understand how does your hair react to various tools. And these things that I'm listing may seem like really small things that you should not really pay attention to, but in the long run, those little details that you should understand about your hair actually makes for a healthy, long, natural hair. For me, I realized that when I started understanding my hair, understanding how my hair reacted in certain conditions, how does my hair react when it is soaking wet, how does my hair react when it is moderately damp, what condition is best for me to detangle my hair. When I started understanding those things about my natural hair, it became easier for me to care for my hair. It became easier for me to love my hair. And most importantly, when I understood those things, I began to see an immense amount of growth because I was not experiencing breakage or anything that would lead to me losing the length that I had grown. My question to you today is, do you think you have an understanding of your natural hair? Do let me know in the comment section. So understanding and loving your natural hair leads me to my second point, which is you have to learn how to properly care for your hair. It may surprise you to know that a lot of people, and when I mean a lot of people, do not know how to care for natural hair. And sometimes some hairstylists too, especially in this part of the world where I am from, they do not know how to care for natural hair. Most people take the knowledge that they have of caring for their relaxed hair and they try to copy that routine and use that same routine in caring for their natural hair. Meanwhile, your natural hair and your relaxed hair are two polar opposite things. And even some hairstylists, they also make this mistake of caring for natural hair the way they would for relaxed hair, because most of them, that is what they taught them. They only teach them how to care for straight, relaxed hair. And so some of them do not take the time to understand. You see, we're going back. They do not take the time to understand natural hair and to care for it properly. We will be going back to our plant analogy. Remember when I talked about understanding and loving your hair, we use a plant as an example to give you a visual picture. So now we'll go back to that example. So now that you have understood your plant, you know the name of your plant, you know how much water, how much sunlight your plant needs, it is important that you now take that information that you've learned about your plant, the thing that you've understood about your plant, you have to put that information into caring for your plant. At the end of the day, if you do not translate the things that you've understood about your plant into caring for your plant, it will make absolutely no difference. That is why I said this second point is the most important point. Okay, now you know that your plant needs 6 hours of sunlight. Your plant is an outdoor plant. It makes no sense to then keep that plant indoors and restrict as much sunlight as possible. Likewise, your hair. If you've noticed that your hair dries out a lot when you use certain products, it will not make any sense for you to continue to use those products. If you notice that you experience breakage when you detangle your hair, either dry or wet, why don't you try detangling your hair when it is damp? These little changes that you make to your hair care when you've understood your hair are what will make the big changes that you want to see in the length of your hair and also in the health of your hair. So for people who experience breakage when they do a particular hairstyle, here are some things that you could do after having that understanding of your hair. You could stop doing that particular hairstyle as a whole if you're not into taking chances with your hair, or you could either change the product that you use when you install that particular hairstyle. Certain products could dry out your hair, which could essentially lead to breakage. Also, you can do the hairstyle when it is weather appropriate. For example, in Nigeria, now that the weather is dry and cold, it would not make any sense for me to leave my hair out in an afro. It does not make any sense at all. So those are the changes that you could make when you notice a particular thing about your hair. The third code is, do not make the mistake. I repeat, do not make the mistake of copying people's exact routine and using that exact routine to care for your natural hair. Some people just copy people's routine from A to Z. They don't even make any changes to it. They don't tweak any information that they've gotten. They just copy it and paste. They do not take the understanding that they've had about their natural hair. Remember our first code, understand your natural hair. That's like the foundation of everything. So they do not take that understanding that they have about their natural hair into consideration when they decide to copy people's routine. I mean, it is okay to learn from people, but you do not just copy it exactly just the way it is and expect to see the same result. Because at the end of the day, even though we have the same type of hair, we are located in different countries and different regions of the world that have different weather, we have different lifestyle, and you cannot copy someone else's routine without considering their lifestyle, the location they are in, the weather there. You just copy their routine and start using that routine even when your own situation is different from their own. We will be going back to the plant analogy. Please do not be tired of hearing me give the plant analogy, because I feel like when you give an analogy, like people can really picture what you're trying to say. So now back to the plant. You've understood your plants, right? So you've understood your plant. You'll be doing a great disservice to your plant if, after understanding your plant and learning other information about your plant, you decide to discard all of those things and copy your neighbor's routine. Like, just copy your neighbor's routine. Your neighbor's plant could be an indoor plant and your plant could be an outdoor plant. Your neighbor's plant may not require for you to water it often, but your plant may require for you to water it almost every day. Now, does it make any sense for you to copy your neighbor's routine and implement that routine into caring for your plant? Of course not. And so when it comes to your hair care, you also should not copy people's routine. I know it is important to learn from people. Of course, this is what I'm also doing. I am here on YouTube teaching. It is important to learn from people. But as you're learning from people, you have to put your own lifestyle, your own hair type, the understanding you have about your hair into consideration. Because somebody says they wash their hair every 3 days or every day, it does not mean you should also wash your hair every day. You do not know their lifestyle, you do not know how much they sweat, you do not know the particular reason why they are washing their hair every day. It may be good for their natural hair, but that does not mean that if you begin to wash your hair every day or every 3 days, that your hair is going to flourish. Your hair may dry out, your hair may start breaking, and you begin to blame your hair, thinking your hair is bad hair. Meanwhile, it is you who is implementing someone else's routine without considering the understanding that you already have of your natural hair. I always tell people that hair care is easy, and it truly is easy. Bonus point, it is important that we learn how to receive information, how to sieve out information that we get. I have noticed that this is a problem in the natural hair community. When you gain new information, when you learn new things from people, from your favorite content creator or influencer, it is important that you learn how to sieve out that information and apply it when it is necessary to you. Even for me too, when you watch my videos, it is important that you understand that whatever information I am giving is coming from a limited perspective. And when I say a limited perspective, it is coming from my own personal, experience, and experience of few people around me. And there are billions of people on earth. So you should learn how to take information, and after you take and understand that information, you compare it to the understanding that you have of your natural hair. When you do that comparison, then you make the decision that is best for your natural hair. I believe that if you take all of this information that I have shared, all of the codes that I have shared in this video into practice, and you're patient with it, you will definitely see a difference in the health and the length of your hair. I will see you in my next video. Bye.